Many people are talking about your mouth, my dear child. If you believe in angels, start this video and watch it. Completely Angel says this is a very important message for you today. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to this message. Open your eyes and be careful. This is not a coincidence. It has been sent for you. There has been a sound in the heavens, and it is not one of thunder. It is the sound of divine observation. The stars are watching, the sky is watching, the angels are watching, but more than anything, the eyes of those you've never thought would be speaking your name are watching too. They are speaking, yes, many are talking about your mouth, whispering in corners, echoing in conversations that were never supposed to reach your ears, but the heavens have heard them, and now this message is being brought to you as an answer. Your mouth is a gate through which life has been birthed, and also where silence once lingered in times when your voice could have set the captives free. Your mouth has been the reason some people smile. Your words have comforted the trembling heart of one who was on the brink of giving up. Do not forget that. But your mouth has also left others in awe, not because of what you said, but because of the divine presence carried through your voice. This is not something ordinary. This is not a small thing. This is a message for you. Your mouth is not like everyone else's. It carries prophecy, it carries authority, it carries healing, and that is why there are those who can no longer stand the way your words shift atmospheres. You must understand they've noticed how your words have opened the eyes of someone who was trapped in cycles. They've noticed how your voice carried the sound of someone who has walked through fire but has not been burned. They noticed the courage in your tone. They noticed the love in your rebuke. They noticed the strength you didn't even realize you had when you spoke up for someone who couldn't find their voice, and so they started talking. Many are talking about your mouth. Your mouth is different. Your mouth is a mirror of heaven's thunder and whisper, the echo of spirit that breathes hope into hopeless places. Some said, how is this one able to speak such things? Others said, who gave them this kind of power? But they forget it is not power you sought, it was truth, and truth always finds a way to rise through the ashes. My child, I have placed fire on your tongue, but not the kind that burns to consume. It is the fire that purifies, that reveals, that awakens. And even though you didn't ask for this burden, it has been given, because I knew your heart could carry it. Even though you wept in the night asking why your words cause such reactions, such shifts, such discomfort in others, I have chosen your voice to stir the waters you were never meant to blend. And you were never meant to stay silent when things were wrong. You were never meant to hold your breath while others were losing theirs under the pressure of silence. You were meant to be the one who speaks, and now they speak of you. This is about you. This is about the one who tried to keep quiet but couldn't when injustice roared too loud. This is about the one whose prayers weren't flowery but soaked in sincerity. This is about the one whose voice has started to tremble, not from fear, but from the weight of knowing that each word could shift someone's destiny. Your mouth is an instrument. Your voice is a key. Do not underestimate what you carry. Many people are talking about your mouth not because it caused harm, not because it brought confusion, but because it brought clarity, because it called things out, because it told the truth when everyone else was lying, because it declared what others were too afraid to whisper. That's why this message has come, because someone tried to shut your mouth with misunderstanding. Someone tried to place your words in a box and seal it, but your voice is too vast for boxes, it is too wide for cages. It was created to be free. Your silence was once survival, but now your voice is warfare, not the kind that destroys, but the kind that rebuilds, the kind that plants seeds, the kind that shifts atmospheres and makes chains rattle loose. And now those who once misunderstood you are talking. Many are talking about your mouth, and the conversation is shifting. Some are speaking in envy, some in confusion, but some are speaking in awe. They're wondering how you keep showing up with truth. They're wondering how you keep saying things that make people's hearts burn with remembrance. They're wondering how you know the things you know, but you and I know the answer. You didn't come by this wisdom on your own. You were taught in the valley. You learned how to speak life while you were gasping for your own. You learned how to carry others with your voice even while you were bleeding silently behind closed doors, exposing what they tried to cover with words of judgment. The ones who claimed your mouth was too bold are now seeing that boldness was what was needed. The ones who said your tone was too sharp are now realizing it cut through the chains they couldn't even see. And those who tried to distort your voice are now witnessing it being elevated by a force they cannot touch. This is not about revenge. This is not about proving anyone wrong. This is about the unveiling, the divine revealing of a voice that has been prepared in the wilderness for such a time as this. Your mouth is not small. Your words are not hollow. Heaven is echoing what you have spoken, and now the earth is responding. There is someone who remembered something you said years ago. They tried to forget, but your words haunted them in the best way. It was the seed you planted that sprouted long after they left, and now they're talking, some with regret, some with hope, some with newfound respect, but they are talking. You thought no one heard you that night. You whispered through your tears, but the heavens did. You thought your declarations over your family were ignored, but now the tides are turning. Your mouth has released sound waves that have gone far beyond what your ears can perceive, and soon you'll see the fruit of what you've sown with your voice. Do not be silenced. Do not be tricked into thinking that your words do not matter. Do not shrink. You were never too much. You were the exact measure needed to shift the climate around you. And yes, some people left, some distanced themselves, some rolled their eyes when you spoke truth, but they were never assigned to handle your sound. Your mouth is a gate to glory, a bridge to restoration, a tool for divine justice, and that's why you've been fought. That's why your voice has been misunderstood. That's why they talked, but now even in the talking you are rising. There is power in your voice. There is healing in your language. There is redemption in your rhythm, and you will no longer hold back. The seasons of silence have ended. The time for hesitation is over. Let your voice flow like the river it was meant to be. Let the winds carry your declarations into places you'll never physically step foot in. And when they talk about your mouth, now let them talk, because heaven has placed an echo within you that must be released. The world is shifting because you dared to open your mouth when others demanded you stay quiet, and they will remember that it was your voice that helped them see clearly again. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. This message is for you. It is not by chance that you are reading this now. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine moment where revelation meets realization. This is a sacred encounter, a line being drawn in the spirit, a trumpet being blown in the unseen. You have been called to speak, and the earth is responding. So speak, child of light, speak with fire, speak with grace, speak with clarity, speak with tenderness, speak with authority, speak like the one who knows they have survived what tried to silence them, speak like the one whose words carry the fragrance of heaven and the pulse of eternity. Many people are talking about your mouth. Let them. They'll soon see what God placed inside of you, and when they remember your name, they will remember that you were the one who didn't stay quiet. You were the one who rose when it was easier to disappear. You were the one who opened your mouth, and the earth shook. Finally, the voices that tried to discredit you are being silenced by truth. Finally, the murmurs are becoming confirmations. And finally, you will see that everything they said about your mouth was never meant to break you. It was proof that you carry a voice that cannot be ignored. This is your time. This is your moment. You are seen, you are heard, and your voice matters more than they'll ever admit. So don't stop speaking, my beloved child. This message is for you. Something has been stirring in the spirit for quite some time. Now the winds of heaven have been whispering your name in quiet moments. When you thought you were forgotten, there is a light coming from your mouth, and it has not gone unnoticed. Many people are talking about your mouth. Your mouth is anointed. It is not only a vessel of speech, but a flame of purpose. There is something you carry within your tongue that pierces through darkness even when you don't know it. You think it's just ordinary words, casual conversation, daily breath, but in the unseen realm your words are shaking chains off people's minds. That's why the whispering began. That's why people began to look at you sideways when you entered the room, not because of what you've done wrong, but because of what heaven placed inside of you. Your mouth is different. It's holy. It has power you've underestimated. There have been times you spoke a word and something broke in the atmosphere. There were moments when you shared your thoughts and someone's depression lifted without explanation. There were moments you prayed and didn't even know your words were echoing through the corridors of someone's soul, saving them from sorrow. Your voice has become a river of divine correction, encouragement, and healing, and that is why the noise around you has gotten louder. People don't always talk about what's evil. They talk about what they feel, but do not understand. Your voice doesn't sound like everyone else's. It carries the fragrance of something ancient, something sacred, something eternal. There are people whose hearts have been convicted simply by hearing you read a scripture or say a truth. Without hesitation, you didn't see the tears they cried when they got home. You didn't hear the prayer they whispered because something you said lingered in their chest and wouldn't leave them. Alone you thought it was just you being real, you thought it was just you expressing what you felt, but the heavens knew it was more than that. The heavens knew it was the sound of a mouth chosen for such a time as this, the kind of mouth that breaks generational silence, the kind of mouth that builds when others destroy, the kind of mouth that doesn't conform to trends but aligns itself with truth. Your mouth has been through trials, you've spoken words you regret, you've said things in moments of pain that you wish you could take back, but even in your brokenness, even when you felt ashamed of your voice, there was still a calling on your mouth. That's why you couldn't stay silent forever. That's why you kept coming back to your truth even when your heart was tired, because there is a destiny that rides on your lips. The voice you carry is not just for the world around you, it's for you too. It's the sound of healing for your own wounds. Every time you speak life into others, something blooms in you. Every time you remind someone else that they are chosen, you are reminding your own soul that you too are part of something greater than this moment. Many people are talking about your mouth because they sense something is about to shift. Some are confused, some are envious, some are convicted, but none of them can deny the truth. Your mouth holds power, your mouth carries blessing, your mouth is rising even when your circumstances try to pull you back down. You have survived storms that were sent to silence you. You have walked through seasons where you felt unheard, ignored, and dismissed, but still your voice rose like incense. Still your words became bridges for others to walk music across. Still your truth remained. You didn't know it then, but you were being refined. You were being carved by the Spirit into a mouthpiece of destiny. The fire you've endured wasn't to destroy you, it was to purify your lips. The pressure you felt wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were being made ready for a moment when your words would no longer be overlooked. There is coming a time very soon when what you say will echo beyond your circle. You'll say something simple and it will land in the hearts of thousands. You'll whisper something gentle and it will become the roar someone needed to wake up and live again. Don't doubt the voice you carry. Don't underestimate the mouth God has given you. There is a reason your voice survived everything that tried to mute it. You carry something that can't be replicated. Your story, your journey, your pain, your passion, all of it has been woven together to create a sound that only you can produce. You are a trumpet of restoration, a vessel of truth, a mirror of love. Your silence would be a loss to this world. That's why heaven kept breathing life into you when you felt breathless. That's why God kept placing messages in your heart even when you felt unworthy to share them, because your mouth is a wellspring. It is not just speech, it is spirit, and spirit never dies. There are people waiting to hear what's in your heart. There are people who have been praying for a sign, and your mouth carries the answer. You've been thinking it's not enough, not eloquent, not wise. enough, but what flows through you is divine. You've been told to be quiet, to tone it down, to soften the truth, but your boldness is a balm to the broken. Your honesty is healing someone who's been hiding in shame. Your ability to speak hope without pretending life is perfect is exactly what the world needs right now. This message is for you. Your voice matters more than you. No, the world doesn't need more perfect words. The world needs your authentic voice. The world needs the way you say things, the rhythm of your breath, the truth of your eyes. When you speak, you were not made to blend, and you were not made to be silent. You were made to carry sound, and that sound is changing lives already, even if you don't always see it. There will come a day when the same people who whispered about your mouth will be the ones leaning in to hear it. There will come a day when your voice is the answer to a room full of questions. There will come a moment when someone tells you, I'm still here because of what you said, and it won't be pride you feel. It will be awe that your voice was used in ways you never imagined. Awe that something as simple as your words could touch eternity. Awe that even when you didn't feel like enough, your mouth was still carrying light. You are not just speaking music, words. You are breaking chains. You are building bridges. You are calling people back to who they truly are. The Spirit has anointed your mouth, and no amount of gossip, misunderstanding, or noise can cancel what has been divinely appointed. You are rising in grace, and with that rise your voice will rise. Don't stop speaking truth. Don't silence yourself to make others comfortable. Don't water down the fire in your chest. Speak even when your voice shakes. Speak even when no one claps. Speak even when you feel small, because every time you do, heaven moves. Every time you do, something shifts. Every time you are walking in purpose. There is still more to say. There are still words in you that the world needs to hear. You haven't even scratched the surface of the impact you'll make. The best is not behind you, it's within you, waiting ready, alive. Your mouth is about to speak things that will transform not just others but you. You are about to speak things that will unlock blessings you didn't know were waiting. You are about to say things that will change the atmosphere in rooms that felt heavy for years. Your voice will be a sword of light, cutting through confusion, clearing the path for peace, opening hearts that were once shut. Don't let fear quiet you. Don't let rejection silence you. Don't let the noise of others become louder than your call. You were born to speak, and your time is now. Let your mouth declare what is good. Let your mouth restore what has been broken. Let your mouth carry grace in every syllable. The same mouth that once trembled in fear will soon roar in faith. The same mouth that once held back will now overflow. And when the world asks, where did this come from? You'll smile. You'll remember every moment you thought it was over. You'll remember every tear, every silence, every prayer, and you'll say, it was always there. I just had to trust the voice inside of me. Blessings are coming because your mouth is not only anointed, it is aligned, it is pure, it is ready, and heaven is leaning in to hear what you will say next. Use it with love. Speak with boldness. Let grace shape every phrase. Let compassion lace your sentences, let truth ring louder than fear, because your mouth is a river and it is flowing and the world is thirsty for what you have to pour. You are chosen for this moment, you are seen, you are loved, and your voice is not forgotten. Speak, beloved, speak, speak like the wind carries your words across generations. Speak like your breath is a miracle. Speak like heaven is listening, because it is. And I must tell you this, your mouth has been silenced before. Someone tried to shame you into silence, to make you believe your words weren't worthy, to convince you that your voice was too much, too loud, too raw, too real. But I say this to you now, finally God is exposing all of that. Open it now before the lies settle deeper. I am exposing every root of shame that clung to your voice like a noose. I am cutting it off. You were never too much, you were never too loud, you were never a mistake. Your voice is part of your calling, and I have come to restore it completely. I am healing every word spoken over you in childhood that tried to shut you down. I am removing the fear of rejection that kept you silent when you should have spoken. I am restoring your boldness, not arrogance but holy confidence. Speak when I speak, whisper when I whisper, roar when I roar through you, but never again hide your light just to make